In 2017, the Lebanese army was fighting Daesh on its borders. Now the terror group is gone, but the soldiers are still there, facing new challenges.
Patrolling evidently requires a continuous flow of fuel. And due to the economic crisis that is occurring currently in Lebanon, the army had a significant problem with the increasing in fuel prices due to two main factors, the global increase in fuel prices and the increase of the price of the United States dollar relative to the Lebanese pound.
Since 2019, the Lebanese pound has lost more than 90% of its value, making fuel, medicine, and food suddenly scarce resources. The army stopped serving its soldiers meat years ago, while salaries for low-ranking officers are now worth less than $50 a month. And on top of all of that, the crisis has given troops even more duties.
The army also conducted patrols on gas stations, where after examining their tanks, we found a vast amount of illegally stored fuel. So the army forced the gas stations to open and sell the fuel that was found at the official price. The intelligence directorate also conducted raids on medicinal stores in various areas in Lebanon. Because of those raids, they found a big amount of needed and missing medicine that was illegally hidden.
Lebanese forces had already been struggling to contain threats along the 350-kilometer border, such as illegal migration, weapons trafficking, and the manufacturing of illicit drugs like Captagon.
Drug smuggling continues to be a really big problem in Lebanon, and it's been pointed out to us that not far from where we are is a Captagon factory, but it's on the Syrian side, so unfortunately we're not permitted to go there. And as well, the lieutenant has told me that kidnappings for ransom continue to be a really big problem here on the border.
The army has received aid from the international community in the form of things like spare parts and solar panels, which help provide electricity to bases. It's been harder to find ways to boost morale. Thousands of soldiers have reportedly deserted, unable to deal with mounting challenges. But officials insist nothing will compromise the country's security.
The economic crisis has not stopped the army from implementing the tasks mandated by the constitution and by the government. And the army will always be the sole guarantor of sovereignty and independence and the preserver of security and stability inside the country.
According to what the Army has told us, the economic crisis has not impacted the security of the state, and the border that I'm standing on is just as secure now than it ever has been. But they also don't pretend like the Army lives in a vacuum and say that the threats facing all citizens are their biggest threats too. Priyanka Navani, TRT World, on the Lebanese-Syrian borders.